Islam and greetings. Princeanaelbey, Divine Prince of the Divine Theocracy of the Moorish Science Temple of America through Temple Alhambra. And I pray that you all are doing well today, especially under these circumstances. I have something to tell you. I did warn you all. I warned you, a couple of months or so ago. However, now is the time to let you know. Mr. Donald John Trump is no longer president of the United States. When he signed that national emergency bill, once he signed that, what you all need to know is FEMA is now firmly in charge. Now, this information I got from my wonderful Grand Vizier, who is Dr. Philip Valentine Ill. And my Grand Vizier sent me this bit of information. And of course, I'm going to pass it on to you. President Trump is no longer in charge of the United States. I have been telling you that the United States is at war with you. Now, FEMA is in charge, which means FEMA is responsible for you being locked in your homes. FEMA is who is responsible for you not being able to stand close to someone so that you can discuss this hoax. FEMA is the one who is going to be in charge of food supplies. FEMA is going to be able to relocate entire cities, families, and what have you. Now, to learn the truth of what I'm telling you, you simply need to go to the briefing that Secretary Pompeo gave with President Trump standing next to him. When you hear the words, "This is a live exercise," what Pompeo is telling you is that FEMA now runs the United States. During that press conference, you're going to see and hear President Donald Trump, who is standing to his right, and he makes the declaration that this is a live exercise. You're going to hear President Trump tell him, "You should have told us." Now, this tells you that he is no longer in charge of what goes on in the United States. This is now the land of FEMA. And as I have warned you, and none of you took the action. None of you took the action to breathe life into the Constitution for the United States. What has happened now is FEMA has suspended the Constitution for the United States. Well, in this case, it's that bogus Constitution of the United States. And the reason that rag can be and was overrun is because it's bogus. They would never be able to suspend the actual organic Constitution for the United States. Reason being, the Constitution for the United States was for a republic. The Constitution of the United States is for a democracy. Slaves of Rome. And the Pope is trying to get out of town because he's got an indictment handed to him. So what you're witnessing now is the ushering in of the New World Order. President Trump is no longer in charge of the United States. I have warned you, Americans, to make it clear to the United States that you are not a part of it. You have not done that. Now, you will suffer under a tyrannical organization which was established under a Bush administration. And now you all are really, truly going to be enslaved because you did nothing. You did not cry the difference between America and the United States. Now it's too late for you because you will be swept up in United States nonsense, especially this United States initiated nonsense. You've only got yourself to blame for this. However, because it is too late now, this is what you have coming. You asked for it. By your inactivity, by your lack of interest in your own lives, not to mention the lives of your children, because they too shall surely suffer. I laid out a scenario for you some time ago about your children having to get up and leave to go to work at 5 o'clock in the morning. I told you this because you see, FEMA has the authority to organize work brigades. And I don't mean for pay. No. Slaves don't get paid. But bear in mind, you did this through your inactivity and lack of interest in your own land. And I mean America, not the United States. But because you did nothing, now the United States and America are going to suffer. But again, Trump, he is president in name only, because now America and the United States belong to FEMA, because you people didn't bother to let Washington know that you understood the difference between the two jurisdictions. Now you're all under one, about to go into a new world order because of your lack of interest in yourselves. You've only got yourselves to blame for your inactivity and your penchant for the distractions. It isn't Trump doing this. It is FEMA. Trump can have no more say over what goes on in the United States, nor America. It is all under FEMA now. Who else hires crisis actors? Nobody but FEMA. They have had crisis actors on screens all over the world, touting how devastating this pandemic is, although the hospitals are empty, and yet they want people to line up so they can be given this disease in the form of a vaccine. And I've already instructed you. Poison is the weapon of choice for the Jesuits, and that is the Jesus Order of the Vatican, which is the assassination arm of the church. But you don't need to worry about that now. You don't need to worry about that now. You've got bigger worries now because FEMA also controls the food supplies. Now, the prophet, Noble Drew Ali, already told people almost 100 years ago that you are going to go to the store for food, and the army will be there to turn you away. This is what the man said, and he said this back in 1927. Here it is, 2020, and his prophecy is coming to light. So, what I have to say to you all right now, and I'm not going to rub your face in it, because I know personally I have given you more than a few opportunities to turn this around, and you refused. For your refusal, you are now going to get what you deserve because of your inability to focus on anything other than yourselves. Now you'll have plenty of time to focus on self. As it is, you're locked in your home, thanks to FEMA. You can't even have your general Sunday organized worship services. FEMA says you will get fined. And from what I understand, some preacher has already been fined for wanting to hold his regular Sunday service. Mind you, keeping that 6-foot distance. Now, from what I understand, he was holding his services with his parishioners in cars, and he got fined. And for you Democrats who think that Trump is the worst thing since bad air, you're about to learn what bad is. And you're going to wish that Donald Trump was president again, because he is president in name only. He makes no more decisions concerning the United States or America. He doesn't make those decisions anymore. All decisions now will be directives of FEMA. And this is what you all need to understand. Since you never bothered to learn anything, research anything, or inquire of anything, you are now going to sow those seeds of disinterest. You're now going to sow those seeds. And as I warned you in prior videos, you are not going to like what's coming. You're not going to like this at all. But you bear in mind, it has all happened because you didn't bother to take an interest in yourselves. Now you have an overlord. And FEMA will tell you what to do, when to do it, how much of it to do, where to do it, when to do it, and who you're going to do it with whomever FEMA chooses to look over you while you're doing it. So, nieces and nephews, I tried to tell you, because I had advanced knowledge, and I shared it with you, and you did nothing. You did nothing. So I pray for you. I pray for you. Because now the window has closed, and it is far too late for you to do anything except there is one thing you can do. I will not say it here. I will not say it now. And I must inform you, FEMA has another job. FEMA has another job. FEMA's job is to ensure that the American citizens and the United Staters don't go around pulling down those 5G towers and apparatus like they're doing in England, China, and France. FEMA's going to control your movements. It's not President Trump. And so before you all start blaming Trump for everything that is about to happen, you need to understand this. He is president in name only. He has no more official power. FEMA has it all. And everything that goes on here in America and in the United States will be acts of FEMA. They will be acts of FEMA. So, just so you all know, Donald Trump is no longer the chief executive officer of the United States. He is simply now just another of the number because FEMA is in charge. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You be good to one another. Love one another. And right about now, you had better be looking to protect one another. As I have always told you, love is the only salvation. I bid you peace.